What is going on, guys? It's Joaquin Corrales. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what you guys need to be doing when the cost of your Facebook ads start getting too high. So what you guys are going to notice is when you first set up your Facebook ads, your cost is going to be at a certain number, whether that's your cost per registration, your cost per lead, your cost per add to cart, your cost per purchase. Eventually, you're going to get to a certain number that you get to that. But there are certain things that are going to happen with your advertisements, sometimes for unknown reasons, right? And what those are, at the end of the day, make it so that the cost of the ad becomes a lot higher, okay? So if before you were paying $3 for every single person that bought your product, now you might be paying $6 for every single person to buy your product. And there are some certain key things that you're gonna be able to do as far as the power editor and as far as different strategies that we have tested to be able to go out there and lower the cost of that advertisement again, or make it a lot lower than it currently is. So we're gonna dive into my computer and get right into some of the things that I think that you guys need to be doing and looking at to make sure that your Facebook ad price does not get too high. All right, guys, so we're inside of my computer now. We're gonna dive right into it. So the first thing that I wanna talk about as far as lowering your Facebook ad cost, and these are things that could be done even at the beginning of your campaigns, even before you start your campaigns, to make sure that you're thinking about these things and that you're focusing on them as you go through the process. So the first thing is to focus on the ad relevancy score, okay? So when you guys create your campaign with your ad sets and the different ads, you guys are gonna notice that in the last tab, okay, the tab that says advertisements, the ads, all the way at the end, you're gonna see a relevancy score. And what this score is a score that Facebook gives to your ads based on the positive and negative feedback of the audience that you're showing the advertisement to, okay? So basically, what it means is that if there's a lot of positive feedback on your advertisement based on the audience that you're showing it to, then the relevancy score is gonna be a lot higher than if there's negative feedback, okay? And now the reason why you guys need to focus on this score is because the higher the score, tells Facebook that the ad is a lot more relevant to the audience that you're showing it to. And so what's going to happen is that your cost per reach is going to go down. Okay, so you're going to be paying less money to show the advertisement to more people, which is going to lower the cost of your advertisement, right? So this is actually that's super important. It's something that at the beginning of running advertisements I didn't focus on a lot. And so what are some of the tips that you guys could follow to make sure that your relevancy score is as high as possible? So first of all, you guys want to make sure that you focus on your audiences, right? That you're not showing, for example, a dog advertisement and you're targeting people that hate dogs, right? Like maybe that was a bad example, but you guys get the idea. You need to make sure that you're showing advertisements to people off of things that they're interested to. And another thing is that, for example, the landing page that you're sending people to after the advertisement, or the product that you're sending people to after the advertisement, is exactly what they expect it to be, right? I've seen a lot of times there are advertisements that are promoting a certain thing, or they're promoting a certain product, and then you might go to the actual page after that and it's something completely different. So obviously this is going to lower the relevancy score because people are going to come back and they're going to comment something bad, or they're going to dislike it, or they're going to be angry at the post or report it, which brings down your score tremendously, right? And at the end of the day, what a lower score means is that you're going to have to pay a lot more money to reach the same amount of audience that you would have had to pay very little to reach if you had a high score. So you want to make sure that you focus on this actual score, but obviously you need to start running your ads first, right? You need to start running your ads first so that you could get a score, and then you could start working off of it from there. Another thing is that as your advertisement runs longer and longer, what could potentially happen, depending on your audience size, is that the amount of people that see it, like the frequency, is going to go up, which means that the same people are seeing your ad multiple times. So that's another thing that you guys need to look at in conjunction with the relevancy score, because making sure that you're not repeating the advertisement to multiple people and that your advertisement is staying as relevant as possible is key to lowering the cost. Another thing that's related to this is that, for example, if you're running an image ad and the relevancy score is high, but then it starts getting lower, then maybe you want to start running a video ad and you want to go back and forth and switching out your advertisements every once in a while to make sure that the cost stays lower. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about is whether you are splitting your audiences, okay? And I talk about this in one of my other videos. And the idea about splitting your audiences is that, for example, if you create a campaign on Facebook and then you create your ad set, are you putting if you're doing it based off of interests, are you crumbling up a whole bunch of different interests into one ad set, right? Are you putting a whole bunch of different interests into one ad set as opposed to splitting them up? Okay, so for example, let's say that you have a campaign running right now for $50 a day, and you have 10 different interests inside of that campaign. So the bad thing about that is that when the cost starts getting higher, then there's nothing to shut down. Like, there's nothing to optimize. I guess you only have one advertisement to optimize, which is actually really bad. So what you want to do instead is that instead of having, for example, 10 interests in one ad set at $50 a day, what you want to do is, for example, split it into 5 different ad sets, with every single ad set having $10 per day, right? So you're still spending the $50, but now each ad set is going to have 2 different interests, right? 2 different interests in the options, as opposed to having 10 interests in one advertisement. And then what that's going to do is that then when the cost starts getting higher, you're going to be able to see exactly which ones are getting the higher cost and be able to optimize those, as opposed to having to only work with one huge ad set, right? And the cool thing about this too is that, for example, if you have that one campaign that has 10 different interests in there, you could only raise the money on that one campaign. But if you have 5 campaigns running, each of them with different interests, then you're going to be able to see which ones are outperforming the other ones and be able to spend more money there, right? So instead of spending $10 on each, you notice that the ad set targeting something in specific is doing much better. So you start spending 15 on there, and you take 5 away from one that is underperforming, right? So it's super important to split your audiences, not only at the beginning of your Facebook advertisement, but when the cost starts getting higher and you want to bring it back down. Now, the third one that I want to talk about is to focus on the average cart value and the lifetime value of your customers, okay? So basically what this means is that sometimes your Facebook advertisement is completely optimized, right? Like, you've done everything that you possibly can to get the cost as low as possible. So what you do at that point is to focus on the average cart value. Like, how can you get people to spend more money in your actual store, in your actual business, and whatever it is? And so a couple of different strategies to do that are what's called, for example, a one-time offer. And so what that means is that when someone adds a product to their cart, they're going to get in the next page, or maybe as a pop-up or something, they're going to get an offer to add something else to their cart that may be related to what it is that they just added. And you see this a lot in, for example, Amazon. Like, when you add something to your cart on Amazon, at the bottom of the screen, you see, oh, would you like to add this and this and this for this price or whatever? And obviously they do that because it works. And so although not everybody is going to take advantage of that offer that you made, a small percentage of them will. And then when everything is averaged out, you're going to be making more money from these people, which is going to make it so that the higher cost on Facebook no longer hurts you so much, right? Because if before you were spending $5 to get a $30 sale, but now on average you spend $5 and you get a $36 sale, right? Because you're increasing the average cart value, then obviously it makes sense. And the other thing is the lifetime value. And the reason why a lot of people love Contact Flow, which is my email marketing software, is because you're able to very easily calculate the lifetime value of every single one of your customers over different periods of time. So for example, you're able to see that customers are worth to you $40 each, right? And so now if your Facebook advertisements are costing you $5, they're costing you $6, $7, they're continuing to go up, because you know the lifetime value of every single one of your customers, then you're able to understand that it's going up and that you're optimizing it, but that it's okay because you're still making money on the back end. And the fourth thing here is to segment your contacts and promote more items to them. So for example, let's say you have a Shopify store, you have a regular business, online, offline, whatever. You need to make sure that all the contacts that you're getting, all the customers that you're getting, obviously you have some sort of way to reach out to them. And so what you're gonna do is that, let's say you have a Shopify store and it's a general Shopify store and you sell all different types of items. But some of the items that you sell are fishing items. And you notice that out of your 500 customers, customers, 100 of them have bought something that's related to fishing. So what you need to do is that you need to go out there and find another item that's related to fishing. You need to add it to your store, and you need to send an email, send a text message, call these people, do whatever you need to do to let these people know that you're promoting this brand new item, and you need to promote scarcity and urgency, right? Scarcity and urgency are one of the big things when it comes to Shopify to getting people to buy, that they're running out of time and that there aren't that many left. So you could do something like that. But the cool thing about this is that you know that these people are interested in specific products, and so you're offering them products that are very similar, or maybe products that go with something that they bought, right? That's something that's actually pretty cool. And a lot of people don't do this. What a lot of people do is that they have their Shopify store, they have their business, whatever, and they're always looking for cold clients, right? They're always looking for cold customers. They're always running advertisements to new people, and they have a customer list that they're not doing anything with. Okay, if these people already bought from you, you need to continue selling to these same people, right? And so how you know what to sell to them, if you have a general store, for example, is that you segment them based on the items that they bought, so you know what to offer them, right? Like this person that bought something related to fishing, yeah, sure, you could offer them something that's not related to fishing, but the chances of them buying are much lower, right? And so if you're able to segment your customers and then promote these different items to them, then that could be a way for you to increase the lifetime value of every single one of your customers. So once your Facebook ads start going up in price, and you start focusing on the relevancy score, and you start splitting the audiences, and you optimize them, you know that you're still generating more money and figuring out ways to make more money from your actual customers. So it makes total sense. Now, the fifth thing here is to generate leads. Like, for example, in a lot of businesses and a lot of different stores, what's happening to their stores is that you're running your Facebook ads, right? Like you're spending a certain amount of money on Facebook ads, and you're getting a lot of people coming to your store, but the people are not buying, okay? And I'm going to make another video on what you guys need to do when that happens, either with your webinar or with your Shopify store, with whatever. But for example, what you should be doing on top of everything is generating leads inside of your store. So for example, you should have some sort of pop-up or some sort of something that grabs their contact information. So even when you get these visitors coming to your store, you give them a reason to give you their contact information so that you could then reach out to them and sell them more things. I mean, it makes obvious sense. It's awesome. And so many people don't do this. Like, for example, let's say you're running an advertisement for a fishing product, and someone comes to there's going to be a lot more people that come to your website than the amount of people that buy, right? Like, obviously there's going to be like 100 people that come to your website, and maybe, I don't know, 5 are going to buy, 10 are going to buy if you have good conversions. But out of these 100 people that came to see your product, obviously they're interested in something related to fishing or something related to whatever it is that you're selling. So imagine that you figured out a way to have a pop-up come up when they're leaving, or have some way to capture their contact information in a creative way that makes people want to do it, right? Not like what everyone's doing that's like, oh, here, have a 3% discount, give me your phone number, email, social security, right? Like, you figure out some creative way to get people's contact info. And these 100 people are still going to come to your website, but now 5 of them are going to buy and 30 of them are going to give you their email, right? You see how that's so much more valuable? Because the same amount of people that bought were going to buy, but now you have 30 people's emails who are interested in that specific item that you're selling. So what you could do is that you can now start emailing them. You could start getting in touch with them. You could offer them different products. You could offer them products that are very similar to that one, maybe the same exact one. Maybe you send them an email and you're like, hey, I noticed that you like this product. Why didn't you buy it? Here's a discount, whatever. I mean, it's so obvious that this is one of the best ways to make more money in your store, to make more money in your business, and it's focusing on lead generation and email marketing. And so these are some of the things that you're able to do once the cost of your Facebook ads start going up. And it's focus on the ad relevancy. You want to make sure that your ads are relevant to the people that you're showing them to, and that you're constantly switching them in and out to make sure that it stays up there. Are you splitting your audiences, right? Don't bundle a whole bunch of different interests into one advertisement. Split them come up so you're able to optimize appropriately. And then 3, 4, and 5, instead of focusing directly on Facebook ads, 3, 4, and 5 here, focus on increasing the value of every customer to you, because if every single customer is worth a lot more money to you, then not only are you going to have a lot more revenue in whatever your business is, but you're going to be able to withstand a higher Facebook ads cost, right? Because not only now do you know how to optimize your Facebook ads, but you also know how to generate more money from these customers. And guys, we're doing a 180-day video challenge. We're releasing videos every single day. We're like on day 34 or something. I'm going to link up in a card a video on how to do Shopify email marketing. And I'm also going to put in the description some Facebook ad tutorials if you guys want to go ahead and check those out, and that's awesome. We're also doing giveaways every single week of software and $1,000 worth of entrepreneurship courses. And all you have to do to qualify is hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like this video, and post a comment down below on what you guys think of these 4 things. Are you guys or these 5 things, are you guys focusing on these things in your business? What do you guys think about them? Do you need any help with anything here? Just post a comment down below and we'll be in touch, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next video.